Hey, this is Critter McCool, aka the Bee Legend. I just wanted to make a start of a video here of a series of performing bee extractions, any type of stinging insect control. If you're talking honeybees, yellow jackets, bumblebees, whatever it may be, out of a structure. I want to tell you what goes into planning a extraction job that is a distance away from your home. So I travel and have worked just thousands and thousands of miles away from my headquarters here. And so I'm going to show you and tell you the planning process of doing a job in, say, another state or overseas or something like that. So there's a lot that goes into it. And we're going to go ahead and start off this series here. For honeybees, I'm planning a trip right now to Arkansas. I am in Charleston, South Carolina right now. This is where my headquarters is, and I am planning a honeybee extraction out of a residential structure in Arkansas. So let's go over some of the basic things that we need to start planning, okay? First of all, let's go ahead and get this out here. And I'll go over a little bit of each one in a video here, so they're not too awful long. And so here is the things that we look at. I have a big dry erase board of things, and we have a checklist. If you're going to be performing them on a regular basis, having a checklist is very important of what you need. One is insurance. Insurance is by far one of the most important things that helps protect you and your clients. One of the things you need to make sure is your insurance is updated and current and paid. But the biggest thing is, does it cover you and your client in another state? So that's very important. So insurance, we have to check to make sure our insurance will cover my client and myself in the state of Arkansas. So let's go ahead and write that down. Okay, so contract. You need to go ahead and email them or mail them a contract so they can review what your expectations are for coming out and performing services. So contract, okay. What dollar amount are you going to put? That is a tough one as well. So dollar amount. Okay, what we do is I've got these down pat. I've been doing these for probably 18 to 20 years now. So I charge a flat fee plus all expenses. So I'm going to write that down, flat fee plus expenses. That's probably one of your best ways there. So you'll have to keep track of all that and show receipts and all that, so you can show your client your expenses. So what expenses are you going to have? Traveling expenses. You're going to have a hotel, and you're going to have to make reservations for that. Are you going to have food, fuel? So we're going to go ahead and go with gas, fuel, hotel. How about food? And what else? So this particular job here requires a lift. So who is going to be responsible for the lift? Some clients don't want nothing to do with it. Sometimes I don't want nothing to do with it. This particular job, the client is in charge of and responsible for getting the lift. Now what we did is we looked up the location on Google Earth, found out exactly where they are. They sent us a lot of photographs, so we kind of know what we're dealing with without looking at the job. And so we was able to, once you get your feet wet in the sense of performing these, you can recommend what size lift, and you can even contact a rental place, set that information up with them, the size of lift, how long you need it, and the dates that you're going to be traveling out and doing this. And then the client can contact them and pay with their credit card. What that does is you're not responsible for getting it to and forth, back and forth to the job site. But if something breaks, if something happens, it stays longer, the client is responsible for that and you are not. So that is a fantastic idea. Okay, so that is important things, okay? So we got gas, hotel, food, insurance, contract, dollar amount. Okay, what else could there be? Okay, so if you're doing a live removal, what are you doing with the honeybees after the extraction? So normally what we do is if it's within 3 hours of our home, of our area, we can actually transport them back, put them in nuke boxes. What I do is put them in nuke boxes, let them reestablish for approximately 2 weeks, and then we give them to local beekeepers. On this instance, we have two things that we have to worry about. Traveling time, which is 13 hours one way for me. So I'll have about 26 hours, and the chances of the bees surviving are going to be very, very slim, even with sugar water and keeping them cool. So we have to find a local beekeeper within that area to come and pick up the bees. So let's go ahead and beekeeper. So often what I do is I go onto different local groups in that area for beekeepers, and plenty of people will be very willing to come and pick up the bees from your location. If you are transporting bees, you have to have the proper equipment, but also you cannot transport honeybees across state lines without a license or a permit. So that's the other thing that you have to keep in mind, that there is a federal law that you cannot do that. So there might be a state regulation as well on that, but you would have to check into that per state and where you are currently working. So that's very, very important as well. So licensing and permits. So do you have to be permitted in that state that to remove bees, or are you a licensed pest control operator? In the state of Georgia, you must now be licensed and insured, so make sure you have the proper paperwork in line to bid and perform services there. Okay, I think we are coming right along on this. On several things that you really have to think about. Equipment, how are you transporting equipment? Are you driving a service vehicle, or are you taking a rental vehicle out to that location, and so forth? So you have to have a lot of things in motion to perform one of these extractions here. This particular one in Arkansas, we just received the contract signed and dated the day before yesterday. We received a deposit by credit card yesterday, so that is all done. The lift is scheduled to be delivered next week, so that will be on site. This particular home, they actually have blueprints. Blueprints are very important for some of these extractions. Anytime you can get the view of a blueprint, do so. Sometimes it takes a little time to learn how to read them. This particular job actually had several blueprints of the area that we're extracting the bees. So we got blueprints emailed to us as well. So right now we have everything in place. I'm going to be traveling out within the next couple of days and performing services. I think we've covered a lot in this. So insurance, contracts, what to do with the bees, equipment. Couple of the things that I always do is when I Google Earth the property, I always look for a hospital, just in case, worst case scenario. Safety first. Where's the closest hospital? Closest fire department. Closest hotel, lift rental location as well. And if there's a Lowe's or a Home Depot, depending if you may need some extra equipment or you break a tool or something, that you can go to a store fairly easy and pick that up as well. So that's the most important things that I look for when scheduling an out-of-state bee extraction here. I'm going to be posting more videos here on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to tell you all the secrets and all the things that I do performing these. I've been doing this for 35 years now, and it's just time to share the knowledge and my experiences on this. So looking forward to this. This particular job has had a couple beekeepers and a pest control company on location. No one's been able to solve the issue yet, so they called me in to solve this problem. Unfortunately, you don't have a chance most of the time to look at these jobs before getting on site, so I will be fully prepared to do anything that we need to do to extract this nest and get these bees removed safely and alive for their sake and for the client's sake as well. So continue to follow me. I love sharing this information with you. Training, consulting, bee extractions. If it stings, it flies, I want to work with it. So have a blessed and amazing day. I'll see you soon on video 2 coming up real soon, probably while I'm driving to Arkansas. It's almost 1,000 miles away from me. It's going to be an exciting trip. I may do a bee extraction on the way in upstate South Carolina as well. I'm kind of planning logistics on that as well to see if I can fit that in, and we'll go from there. I will see you soon. The Bee Legend, Critter McCool.